The greatest sixth man of all time is a title that most players wouldn't want. The best guy who consistently had to come off the bench. A consolation prize. The best of the rest. If I'm so good, then yeah, why am I not starting? But Manu Ginobili is not most players. There are 100 different ways to tell his story, and he has more accolades than it's possible to fit into this video. He has the best winning percentage in NBA history. He was crucial to one of the greatest dynasties in the history of basketball. Manu Ginobili doesn't have a normal career. So we're not going to do this like a normal video and talk about his rise and reign chronologically. We're going to cover what made Manu special in the most Manu way possible, by embracing the chaos. Before we talk about the accolades, the accomplishments, and the winning, all of that, we have to talk about what convinced the Spurs to take a chance on a skinny kid from Argentina in the first place. The Spurs weren't looking for players to draft in 1999. They were coming off a championship season and were near the salary cap, so they were looking to either trade their picks or draft and stash European players. That way, they wouldn't have to pay any draft picks who wouldn't meaningfully contribute to championship basketball. And when future Spurs general manager R.C. Buford saw Ginobili at the FIBA World Cup, he decided to take a chance on his aggressiveness, hustle, and smooth shooting stroke. Nobody expected him to be Manu, but they felt that Emmanuel David Ginobili could turn into something at some point. We'll talk more about his international accolades in another section, and trust us, there's a lot. But for now, let's talk about how he changed the game of basketball. Manu was a true three-level scorer in a time where that was exceedingly rare. To this day, he's one of the quickest guys off the dribble in NBA history. Coming from Europe, where there's no defensive 3 seconds, you need speed to break through compact defenses, and you have to be able to either create contact with a big in the paint or find space to finish around him. Manu could do both. You want to jump with Manu? Get ready to be put on a poster.
They've got Cole. Ginobili on the finish! Flushes it with the left hand.
You think you're meeting him at the rim? Get ready for him to go up and under you. You're going to sag off and dare him to shoot? Well, he was a career 36% shooter from deep, so get ready to eat 3 points for your cowardice.
The defense. And Ginobili, lots of contact, puts it up. Oh, he puts it in!
And we haven't even talked about his signature move, the Euro step. It was what made Manu so consistently impactful, the fear that step could create in any defender. Manu may not be the father of the Euro step in the NBA. That honor goes to Sarunas Marciulionis, but he's the stepfather who stepped up, out, and around defenders with it for a decade. The United States doesn't lose basketball at the Olympics. It's one of those things that doesn't feel fair. In the first 7 Olympics that featured basketball, the United States won all of them. And since they started recruiting NBA players to the national team in 1992, they've won gold at every Olympics since. Well, every Olympics except one. Argentina never medaled in the Olympics for basketball before Manu. It's a soccer country first, second, and third, probably a boxing country fourth, with basketball maybe rounding out the top 5. So when the stacked US national team with Allen Iverson, LeBron, Tim Duncan, and others faced off against the Argentinian team in the semifinals, there was no doubt USA had the better team. And while we wish we could tell you the story of a close contest that Ginobili single-handedly won for Argentina, yeah, that's just not how it happened. The Argentines embarrassed the United States. Argentina went into the half up 5 before Ginobili led a 13-2 run to start the second half to put the game out of reach.
Ginobili finding room, count it and one. Manu Ginobili with a chance for a 3-point play.
Manu finished with 29 points on 9 for 13 shooting and made 4 of his 6 threes. He was electric.
Ginobili for 3 and a foul. Manu Ginobili with a chance for a 4-point play.
Argentina would then go on to win the gold medal over Italy. Manu had 16, 6, and 6 to go along with Luis Scola's 25 points in the gold medal game. The US national team was humiliated, and for 4 glorious years, Argentina was on top of the basketball world. The Argentinian coach put it best, quote, "They have the best basketball players in the world, but today we realized nothing is impossible." Nothing is impossible when you have Manu.
With the 57th selection in the 1999 NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Emmanuel Ginobili from Argentina.
It's exceedingly rare to be a second-round pick with a target on your back coming into your rookie year. But after winning Italian League MVP twice, leading Kinder Bologna to a EuroLeague championship and the EuroLeague Finals MVP, Manu had established himself as a genuine NBA prospect after being picked second to last 3 years prior. In a mostly pre-Dirk world, European players were thought of as too soft to play in the NBA. They didn't play defense and they just couldn't hang in the faster and more talented NBA. Bruce Bowen would shove and grab Manu during scrimmages to see how he would handle pressure from NBA players. Tim Duncan sarcastically called him, supposedly, the best player in Europe when detailing the players joining the Spurs in 2002. And Popovich himself said he wasn't sure he could coach Manu's chaotic style. But Manu didn't care. He never cared. He was there to win basketball games in San Antonio. Simple as that. Manu was immediately impactful off the bench for the Spurs. In his first season, he played the entire fourth quarter of a decisive Game 6 against the Suns in the first round, making back-to-back threes with 4 minutes to play to give the Spurs a 7-point lead they would never squander.
Barry hesitated, had the open look. Ginobili for three. That's good. Ginobili with 7 on the shot clock. Joe Johnson defending it beautifully. And Ginobili still puts it in.
They would go on to win the title that season, laying the foundation for one of the greatest dynasties in NBA history. And just like that, Ginobili was an all-star by his third season in the league. That same chaos that made him hard to coach made him a star. And the speed he brought to the Spurs formed a three-headed monster of him, Tony Parker, and Tim Duncan. He was doing it on both ends of the floor, averaging more than a steal and a half per game, and opening lanes on the other end for Duncan to make constant deposits at the bank. After Ginobili and the Spurs won their second title in 3 years, Ginobili had established himself as a crucial part of not only the Spurs lineup, but the Spurs culture. When Game 7 of the finals was tied going into the fourth, the Spurs trusted Manu to go out there and win them a ring. He scored or assisted on 16 of the Spurs' 24 fourth quarter points. His teammates who had fought to break him down were now lifting him up. His opponents who overlooked him said that he deserved to be the finals MVP, although it ended up going to Duncan. And Duncan himself gushed about how important and special Manu was to the organization and how much more he could grow. The world was his oyster. He was a star. He was the second best player on a legitimate NBA dynasty. But you know how this story goes. To say that it's rare for all-stars in their prime to be willing to come off the bench after winning 2 titles is a lie. It's not rare. It simply doesn't happen. Yet when Greg Popovich told Manu in January of 2007 that he would be heading the second unit, Manu answered the call. By 2007, the Spurs bench unit was in rough shape. Nobody outside the Spurs' Big Three was scoring more than 9 points per game. Of the 8 players outside the Big Three that played more than 60 games, only 1 was younger than 30. And so the energy Manu brought on offense and defense, and his skills as both a microwave scorer and a strong passer, fit perfectly as an ideal leader of a bench unit where he could terrorize backup guards and make a group of over-the-hill backup journeymen look like real NBA players. Manu crushed it. He scored 16.5 points per game and finished that season 15th in the league in win shares. The Spurs were significantly better with him on the court, especially in the playoffs, and thanks to some digging by Thinking Basketball, who made a great Manu video that you should check out after you're done with this one, we can see that between 2004 and 2008, even in minutes that Manu played without Duncan, the Spurs still outscored opponents by 8 points per 100 possessions. In the 2007 playoffs, Manu stepped up once again. In the only series that lasted more than 5 games, Manu shocked the favored Suns on the road in Game 5 to the tune of 15 fourth quarter points to gut out a comeback win and save the Spurs season. And of course, he then led all scorers with 27 points in the decisive Game 4 of the finals victory against LeBron and the Cavs. If you look at any box score of pretty much any Spurs playoff game between 2005 and 2009, there's a good chance Manu led the team in scoring in the final frame. He wasn't the 6th man because he was worse than the player starting. He was the 6th man because it was best for the team. And he would remain there for the rest of his career. Ginobili got 6th man of the year votes deep into his 30s. He won the award in 2008 and helped the Spurs win a 4th title in 2014. Manu started more than 60 games twice in his career, in 04-05 and 2010-11. He was an all-star in both seasons. But it was never about the accolades. Manu could have left Texas and been a lone star in another state. but he stayed in San Antonio and became a legend. Manu retired in 2018 with the highest net rating of any player to play at least 15,000 minutes in the 21 years that the NBA has tracked individual net rating data. The Spurs were 10.2 points better per 100 possessions with Manu on the court than their opponents. He caught a bat in his hand during a game. He
Manu knocked it out of midair.
blocked a prime James Harden buzzer beater to put the Spurs up 3-2 at 39 years old. He made the impossible look routine and made the routine look oh so smooth. Manu's career is so much bigger than what you can find on a basketball reference page. When he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, nobody questioned the two-time All-Star being given basketball's highest honor. If you watched Manu play and knew about the Spurs, you understood his greatness. He was a basketball artist who thrived in chaos and was tirelessly committed to winning. He impacted the game in so many different ways. He embodied the Spurs culture and changed the game of basketball. The greatest South American player, the greatest sixth man, the innovator, the conqueror, the culture, and the symbol. Manu Ginobili was it all.
What's going on, everyone? Andrew Fenichel here, founder and creator of Athlete Anthology. Our mission with this channel is to tell the story of every athlete ever, because we believe every athlete has a story to tell. So thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. Make sure to subscribe and let us know in the comments below who you want to see us do next. And if you'd like this one, we think you'll like one of these too. See you next time.